a lot of people that watch us don't subscribe. It takes a second. It means the world to us, and it helps you find out the next time we talk live about wrestling. A comedian who had a recent special get released, Lucky on Netflix.
Mhm.
What did you think of Bert Kreischer's appearance on Raw?
I
And
have
then
not
what we
heard
heard
any
about
real-
after Raw?
I haven't heard any real negative stuff about Bert. And I don't know why there would be, because Bert was kind of this low key in this. He was in a backstage segment, which you got a great picture of here with Otis. You know, I thought Bert was the perfect way to use a celebrity, you know, just kind of there for what a quick, funny thing with Otis, gets it over. He's in the crowd. And this kind of reminded me what I really like that WWE does with celebrities usually now. We don't really overdo it for the most part, I feel like. Not every celebrity has to have a match. Now, we find out afterwards, after Raw, he ends up choke slamming Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, which reminded me of, it was Jelly Roll who did that at SummerSlam, you know, the past year too. And I thought, well, this is just Austin Theory and Grayson Waller's role. And maybe they're happy, you know, because people are going home, you know, remembering that. But that didn't bother me again because it was after Raw and it was more social media thing. So I thought this was well done.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I thought that was on the show, and I'm like, wow, it's really weird to pair Bert up with CM Punk, you know, a guy who's known for drinking versus a guy who's not. But then when I actually saw the show, and I'm a big fan of Bert, and it was funny because I'm watching the segment with him and Chad Gable, and just watching Bert not interrupt and like trying his hardest not to interrupt, because if you're familiar with his podcast, he's notorious for getting his balls busted about interrupting when somebody else is talking. But he sat through the segment, did it perfectly, and then sold that he was actually here to see somebody else. And it was great when Otis came out. The one thing that was hilarious was he tells Otis at the end of the segment, he's like, Nico, tearing the shirt off is type of my thing. So it was kind of funny that the real name slipped on air.
Oh, yeah. I didn't pick up on that. That's good.
I had the subtitles on. Otherwise, I probably would have been like, what did he just say? But perfect way to use them. I was fine with the choke slams happening after the show.
Yeah.
It's a little weird that it's with CM Punk, but when it's off TV, it's more like a celebrity and one of your biggest wrestlers in the
It's
ring.
more for the house show. Yeah.
So I loved hearing about that. And then the other big appearance, which was notable,